We are back in the house with another Swiss engineered shoe today, the On Cloudboom Zone. And if you are looking for a new performance running shoe like the On Cloudboom Zone, if you're looking for a Hoka Mach X2 or maybe a Brooks Hyperion Max 2 or even a Saucony Endorphin, I don't really like those shoes, but you might, you should check out the Supwell app. So the Supwell app is $1 a month. It's the best place to buy, sell, and trade gently used running shoes. It's also where I covertly drop the merch. I gave all the people on the Supwell app first access to the merch. I might do some more exclusive stuff like that. So if you want a Hobby Jogger hat, order it right now, hobbyjogger.com. I'm going to close out the pre-order this weekend. I'm probably going to close it out Sunday. So sign up for the app, order your Hobby Jogger running hats at hobbyjogger.com. Also, go follow the Instagram. I'm going to start getting the Instagram ramping back up again. Charlie tells me I need to have an Instagram strategy, and I agree. There's a lot of boys out here with the IG strategy that I need to be competing, man. We need to be competing on all fronts. So, what else is there? Oh yeah, runningshoematcher.com. How could I forget? This is the new mission, and my new goal is to make sure everybody knows about all the wind is coming. Everybody needs to know about all the different products we have and all the different ways that our ecosystem here, the Supwell ecosystem, can help you train better and find the best running shoes. So if you're looking for a new running shoe and you want to be matched, go to runningshoematcher.com, or you can also just go to the Supwell website at supwell.io, go to the Shoe Matcher tab, answer a few questions about what you're looking for, and it'll spit out some matches. I built the entire logic, so it's like asking me, what shoe should I get? Except you get multiple options, then you can evaluate them all on the website, and you can watch the YouTube videos because they're connected. So that's my goal. I want everyone to have 100% awareness of everything we're doing. It's Q4 2024, and we're taking it to the next level. Let's get into it. Fellow hobby joggers, today we have the On Cloudboom Zone at the shoe market for review. The weird thing about the Cloudboom Zone, and on the top of the box here, this is not the Cloudboom Zone, this is the Cloudboom Strike, which is the racing shoe. The weird thing about the Zone is they just kind of dropped it out of nowhere. I haven't heard a lot of pop about it. I haven't seen a lot of videos popping up on Instagram or YouTube about it. So this is On strategy in general. They drop a lot of shoes. If you look at the top here, they have the Cloud Monster Hyper. And when this came out, I thought, okay, this is On's Boston 12 Saucony Endorphin Speed 4 Hoka Mach X competitor. That would make sense, right? It's priced at $225, which is an absolutely absurd price point for a non-racing shoe, especially one that is not in the super max stat category like the Hoka Skyward X. It has PIBA in the forefoot here. It does have the race foam in the forefoot, and it's using On's Cloud Tech that's in the Cloud Monster. So, of course, that would make sense for this to be their competitor, the Boston 12 and Speed 4 and Hoka Mach X, but I guess not. I guess this was... Oh, that's a disgusting beetle. We mess with the slugs, we do not mess with the beetles. Ugh. Just let him do his thing, though. But it turns out the Cloudboom Zone is going to be their entry into that segment. The Hyper, it got some pop, but it's certainly not making my year-end roundup list. The Hoka Mach X2, and the reason I brought this thing out, this is my favorite in the category this year of these speed training shoes, these distance or endurance running shoes that blend elements of daily trainers with race shoes. I also like the Brooks Hyperion Max 2. That's on the slightly firmer side, but it's a solid option as well. On also has a bunch of different shoes in the everyday running and max stat category, and it seems like they're still trying to find what's working for them. Just take a look at this. This is the On Cloud Eclipse. This is their max cushioned shoe, and this uses a different type of Cloud Tech phase. So if you look at the evolution of On here, it goes from these types of pods that we see in the Cloud Monster Hyper, these gigantic pods. They're supposed to add some more compression, some squish and release, and they do to a certain extent. And in a training shoe, it's fun and it's fine. In the Cloud Tech phase, they evolve that, but they still keep these these giant holes here. But what I've found and what they found is that maybe it doesn't work as well in a performance racing product. So in the CloudBOOM Strike, they've completely done away with the holes. You can see they're hanging on. They say Cloud Tech right there. They're hanging on at these 3 little slivers, but we all know there's no more holes in the CloudBOOM Strike. So the CloudBOOM Zone is a training version of the CloudBOOM Strike. It's doing away with the holes. That's going to be the difference from the Cloud Monster Hyper. Weird thing is, it's $10 cheaper than the Cloud Monster Hyper, even though it has a plastic plate and more of that race foam. So we'll have to see. Now, there have been a few turning points for On a few different times over the past few years, like when the initial Cloud Monster released, where On started to gain some more credibility. Same thing with the Cloud Eclipse. That was another shoe that helped them gain credibility in the American running market. I'm thinking this might be another turning point with the release of the CloudBOOM Strike 2. Not 2. With the release, not number 2, with the release of the CloudBOOM Strike as well. I'm thinking that the Zone and the Strike here, now that On is doing away with these holes, can finally bring them into the conversation and have more people consider them if they're going to move away from the holes. I don't mind the holes, but I know for a lot of runners, it's holding them back in terms of perception and in terms of performance. So CloudBOOM Zone here, you can see it's white and orange on the side of the box. I actually have no memory of what this shoe looks like, and if you're going to order this, I was going to say use my Running Warehouse link to support the channel, but you can't because it's not even on Running Warehouse yet. This is what I'm saying. They haven't done a big push. Most of On shoes, if not all of them, are sold on Running Warehouse, so I'm not sure what they're doing yet with this. Maybe they're just doing a soft release. I also don't think they seeded it widely to reviewers in the US, so it's just kind of weird. I'm not sure why that is, but let's open it up and take a look. We thankfully do have it yet on the channel today, and I bought this directly from On. All right, bada boom, bada bang. Oh, this is the St. Patrick's Day 25s. Let's go, baby. Shout out to all my Irishmen in the greater Boston area putting in work. So yeah, you can look at this. They are still saying Cloud Tech on the sides here, but it does not look like Cloud Tech to me. They're getting it. They're doing away with it. There's not even any space here. It's just a suggestion. So Helion HF, that's what they call their PIBA. It is a little bit on the firmer side, and there is a plastic plate in here. So let's take this out. It's a good looking shoe. You can see in the middle black speedboard. I haven't watched anything on this yet, so this is and I haven't really looked at a lot of pictures. This is my first time really getting up close and personal with it. I like the way it looks. It's clean. It does look a little lower stacked than some of the other training shoes out there. It feels it doesn't feel the lightest weight, but this foam does feel substantial. It almost feels like a Light Strike Pro. Whoa! Yeah, it almost feels like a Light Strike Pro here with the density. The upper is nice and lightweight. That was one of the issues that I had with the CloudBOOM Strike here. This upper, you can even see it. It's not even on my foot. Is bunching up here, and it created a weird sensation where the upper was popping up and down on my foot. The Zone does not have that. The material of the Zone is more similar to what we see on the Hyper here. This was another upper that had weird issues, and look to the side. There's weird bunching. There's crinkling, both of the upper and the PIBA. As I flex it, look at that. The upper created crinkling. So On has been fighting upper issues across a few of their past shoes. Hopefully that's fixed here, but the material looks dangerously close to what we have on the Hyper. But if they contour it correctly and if they reduce some of that additional fabric and volume, that could solve the issue. It's almost like a Gore-Tex material here. That's what it feels like to me. And if you listen, a little upper ASMR. You hear that?
Hey yo!
That's the crinkling, and that's the, yeah, it's like a Gore-Tex membrane here. Now smell test. It does smell like some PIBA, which is nice. Now, in terms of the look, I actually do like the way this looks. It's clean. It's not too attention stealing. It's not too eye grabbing like the Cloud Monster. You still do have the On logo right here. I think it's supposed to be a switch, and you still do have the thing that looks like a QC. But what they've started doing to get away from that, so people don't think they're called QC, is to put On Running on the inside. Now, colorway is not my favorite. I don't know what 99 means, but that is stamped right there on the forefoot. If anybody knows what 99 means, put it in the comments below. But that's some sort of Easter egg. Maybe this is the 99th prototype, or maybe this is the 99th model that they've used to try to crack the American performance running market. Bottom, good rubber coverage. They did not do the fake fading look, which I'm glad. So look at this. When I say fake fading look, so this is the bottom of the CloudBOOM strap. The last run I used on this, it was very muddy, so that's why it's all messed up down here. But look at that. I scrubbed the sides with a damp paper towel. That cleaned up all the mud. But the fake fading I'm talking about, if you take a look at this rubber right here, it looks like it's worn off. Same thing on the back. It looks like, because I've used it, all the texture is worn off. It came like that from the factory, which is a pretty insane way to design a race shoe. Why would you want to make it look like it was pre-worn? Because then in all the reviews, people also said, wow, the rubber's already worn down. And people said, wow, On's durability is horrible. So they fixed that, thankfully, in the CloudBOOM Zone here. They don't have any of that fake worn down look. Nice thick layer of rubber. I'm actually, let's see. Should be okay. I'm not sure. I don't think I've done a wet weather run in any of the On shoes this year. Honestly, I haven't run in On shoes that much. I have the Eclipse, which I have maybe 30 miles in, or 25 miles. And then I have the Hyper, which I have about 60 miles. So that's 85 miles. If you think about the other brands across Hoka, I have at least 200, 250 miles. New Balance, I might have 400, 500 miles. Nike probably have 300 miles. So On, I do not have a lot of miles in their shoes this year, but that's because they're not putting out shoes that I really want to run a lot of miles in. So hopefully this could be it. Now, in terms of use case and what the intended purpose is of this shoe, it is designed to be a speed training shoe. That's why they have the race foam in here, and that's why they have the plastic plate. I still do get some flexibility. It's not completely rigid, even if I compare it to the Hoka Mach X2. Yeah, Mach X2 is a lot more flexible, or a lot more rigid. Mach X2 also feels more cushioned in my hands, and just looking at it, you get more stack. The rocker also looks smoother in the Mach X2. So this is top of the pile for me right now. Upper also looks better, the fit and feel of the upper. People did have some issues with the rubbing in the back of the upper. I did not. But in terms of the actual material here, that's going to be coddling the top of your foot, I love the way that this upper feels in the Mach X2. It just seems like it's more dialed in than the On. And oh my goodness, look at this. Dude, this is hilarious. The On logo, I don't know if you can tell this from your view, but this On logo here is distorted. So if you ever use Figma or Canva or even Paint, and you accidentally pull the bottom right corner and you mean to stretch the entire image, but instead you stretch it to the side and it bloats out, that's what they've done. This is not the correct proportions. It might be hard to see on camera, but that is hilarious, man. Yeah, look at it compared to that. That is not a circle. Our guy got squished down. So that's funny. I mean, I don't know. Maybe is that the On logo after it got hit by lightning? Let's see if they have it on the other one too. Yeah, it's even worse on this side. Holy cow. That is hilarious. I don't know if it's really showing up correctly for you guys, but yeah, these are not the same size, and it's stretched even more on the right shoe here. So maybe the reason why they haven't done a wide release in this is because it's a pre-prototype or a pre-production sort of prototype shoe. I bought it directly from On. Maybe they're selling a few pairs that way. They've done some weird stuff like that this year. When they released the new Amplius and Sidious track spikes, there was, and Caden told me this, there was a different picture on the Running Warehouse website of the spike than of the On website of the spike. There were different design elements on the same spike. I think it was the Amplius, labeled the same. It was supposed to be the same spike. Hey, coffee delivery. Thank you. We're out here at the shoe market putting in work today. The On? Yeah. Look at this though. No. Look at the logo on the toe. Do you see what it looks like? Can you see how it looks distorted? On top. Right here. This one. Yeah. Doesn't it look like it's stretched? Like it's not a circle. Yeah. Will it look better once your foot is in it? I don't know. Like, do you think that's right? Yeah, maybe. That's weird because it's not like that on the other. No, it is. It's on both. No. On the other shoes. Oh, on the other shoes. Yeah, it's not like that on the Hyper. Maybe the upper material they used here got stretched more. Yeah. All the kids took our candy. It's the remnants of Halloween. Yep. Except for this one. Do you want like a bun or something? Like peanut butter? Yeah, that'd be great. Right now? Yeah. Hold on, man. I didn't even have any water yet today. This is not good. I need to drink some water and I need to drink some coffee. Dude, I literally just woke up, came straight out here. I did brush my teeth, but I have an early meeting today, so straight to trapping at the shoe market. Alright, one sip, everybody knows the rules. That's the blend. That's not fire. We don't have time for coffee. Hey, yo. Whoa! Hey, yo. Ah. All right, weighing in the CloudBOOM Zone here. My guess is 278 grams. Ooh, man, On said, sit down. Sit down. You ain't Rain Man, bro. 243.5 grams. They said put some respect on our lightweight construction and our polyether block amide race foam. Bro, 278 grams. Who? Out here with the disrespectful guesses. So that is very light. For some context here, I'm going to throw on their race shoe on the scale so you can see. Race shoe is coming in at 225 grams. Now, this is less foam. It feels bottom heavy for some reason. But yeah, I think there's a little bit less stack in the CloudBOOM Zone here. I'll throw up the specs and the stack height if I can find it, but it's not on Running Warehouse yet, so it hasn't been independently tested, but it doesn't seem that low. It's definitely not below 36, 37 in the back, so that just means the foam they're using is lightweight. The upper doesn't have a lot of padding, so that is nice. Let's throw on the CloudBOOM or Cloud Monster Hyper for comparison. And this is 273.5 grams. So that's why I was hating. That's why I was being a big old hater, because Cloud Monster Hyper, this does use the traditional training foam, this green foam in the back. That is, I was going to say that's polyether block amide. It's not. It's not PIVA. The white piece, that's the only race foam. The green piece, this is the ethylene vinyl acetate. This is the EVA. This is the standard training foam, which adds weight. So they've completely gone away from that in the CloudBOOM Zone. This overall looks like a more serious attempt at making a speed training shoe that will perform well and that the masses will love. So we shall see. But with all the options that are on the market today, it's gone are the days of the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2 and 3 where everyone just loves one shoe and gravitates towards it. The Super Blast even lost its crown. This was the year of true choice and true. We have the firm faction. We have the soft squat. Everyone has a different type of shoe that they could love. So there's no more viral hits in the running world. Every brand, most of them, have a good offering that somebody can get behind. So look at this, $269. That was also why I guess so high for the CloudBOOM Zone. So the Hoka is heavier. This also does have the standard training foam here. So that's something to note. The On has it for the weight. I'm surprised, man. This might be a good one. We'll see. It's all gonna come down to the ride experience, but on paper with the new foam closing up the holes here, the lighter weight, this could be a competitive option. Now let's throw the Cloud Eclipse on just as another reference point. This is a traditional max cushion shoe. It is not a speed training shoe, but you can see this guy comes in at 300 grams. So most of the max cushion shoes are between 300, and the super max stack shoes as well are between 300 and 340 in my size. So a lot lighter in the CloudBOOM Zone. Let's do a QA check on the other side here. Bada boom, bada bang. 238.5. So, or 238 exactly. Passes with flying colors. So man, lightweight, new foam, plastic plate. We might be in business here, baby. Bada boom, bada bang. CloudBOOM Zone. Kobe. And Westside Gun said, I fell asleep, woke up in the Waldorf, top floor, spoon in with a sawed off. How do you even come up with that stuff? It's hilarious. It's not the CloudBOOM Zone anymore. It's the Cloud Boom 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 Boom.
Hey yo.
Boom, 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 boom. Different meaning of cloud tech. All right, stepping in here. Ugh. Okay. Wow, the upper and the back feels very restrictive. Almost feels like a stability shoe. Feels like I'm stepping into the Tempest. I don't know, but yesterday I thought the same thing about the Prime X Strung 2, and it went away. Laces here. This is the number one rule of laces. Do no harm. Don't make them weird. They made them weird. They're thick and chunky. I feel like I'm about to go spelunking. These are some REI type beat laces. Stop it. Stop it with the REI type beat. Pull up with the Gorp. Gosh dang, bro. Yeah, stepping in here. Not a soft step in feel. It feels like a performance race shoe. Feels like a fast running shoe. The fit is true to size. If maybe even a touch snug. This, you know what this is? Brands do this sometimes. This is the overcorrection shoe. This is the On overcorrection zone. They said, you guys think our cloud tech holes are gimmicky? We're gonna take them away from you. You think our uppers are baggy? We're gonna make it real snug on your indolent behind. You think we're gimmicky? All right. Watch this. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that peak fall. I mean, I really do not have time. We just gotta run. I'll talk to you about this out there. Woo! Whoa! It's Ric Flair! I'm listening to a Westside Gun. I have WWE stuck in my head. And I gotta go tempo this morning. Not even because I want to, but just for the sake of time. Gotta hit all these miles. At least 7 flat or below if I don't want to be late. Early overreaction here. This thing is fire. This is most certainly Piva. This is race foam. It's lightweight. It's got some zip. Man, this is bringing the swagger back into the speed training category. It's lower to the ground.
Not as much of a rocker, feels more traditional. It almost is a Rebel V3 with a plate. That's the vibe I'm getting. Rebel V3 with PBA and a plate. Yeah, fit is super snug though. I might have to do a retie. Cause I feel like my Achilles is getting destroyed. But honestly, we don't have time. Dude, my 9-to-5 job is just crushing me right now. I'm gonna go demon time on Supwell in the next few months. This is just complete shenanigans. Yeah, first straightaway here, I think we might have a lower stack banger on our hands. This feels like an absolute banger out of the gates. It's fast, it's peppy. Man, this is fun. Half a size too small for me though. Oh yeah, plan for the run. I'm gonna warm up for 2 miles and then I'm gonna hit a 4-mile tempo and then cool to 10. So first tempo run back. Yeah, mile 1, 6:47. Seems that this is for shorter and faster stuff to me. And that's the difference between the Hyper. Hyper is more that long run, marathon cruiser. This is more of an interval training shoe. At least out of the gates here. Even though this has the plate, feels more streamlined, lower to the ground, lower stack. And overall just more snug and less protective. Talk about max cushion gang. Let's go, baby. That's a max cushion gang if I've ever seen it before. Man, there's been a lot of mid on the channel recently from our friends at Mizuno and some others. This is not mid. This is fire. Boom, 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 boom! You think anybody else out here is listening to the new West Side Gun today? Did you guys hear the new Griselda? It's fire. Yeah, DJ Drama was narrating it. Yeah, the Gangsta Grills guy. All right. 4-mile tempo starting now. It's gonna be a progression. So start off 6:10, 6:20 and progress it. So what's making this so good? What's making this so good is the bounce, a nice direct feel, not too high off the ground. And I can feel the snap of the plate. It's perfect. The foam is tuned perfectly for fast running. Right in that Goldilocks gang zone. And it feels direct and lightweight. Awesome speed training shoe. Mile 1 of the tempo, 6:16 uphill. Gradually increase the effort here. She was keeping up. I am not though. Whew. Rebuild. They're still sleeping on us. We just gotta rebuild. Pop out of bed, straight to the grind. They think it's a game. They think it's a game. Are you sure? Are you sure it's a game? They still want to call us small. That's fine. Nothing small about those merch sales, baby. Nothing small about the hobby jogger hats we're sending to the UK, in Australia, in the Philippines, in Germany. They want to mess around and call us small. Man, Swiss engineering. Ain't nothing Swiss about this engineering. This is North Carolina grind. This is Carolina cranking, baby. Are you sure? And getting disrespectful. And nothing small about that Shopify balance. Numbers. All right, this is a message to every PR rep out there from all the running shoe brands trying to slide into my email talking about some, we'd love to see you at TRE. No, you wouldn't. Stop it. Don't try to get all cute on me now after disrespect sleeping up. Stop it. Man, I hope that nap was worth it, because we're waking them up now. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Nothing small about the Softball app subscriber base. They said we would fail. They said the $1 a month wouldn't work. Nothing small about the global hobby jogger community. Get in with me. Boy's still sleeping. Are you sure? Are you sure? A lot of these boys taking the day off because they had too many beers on Halloween. Are you sure? 5:54 pace, mile 2 of the tempo. Back in that mode. Let's go. Nothing small about the elevation game, baby. Boys still seeking out flats to run their tempos. Fading on mile 21. Get in with me. We don't cramp, we don't fade. We boss up. We do numbers. We get paid. Let's go. Work it. It's not a game. It's not a game. It's not a game. It's not a movie. A lot of these boys going to the track with their college bestie on a bike, trying to film them doing some repeats. Find a gosh dang hill, put your phone down and run it. I don't do it for the gram, I do it for the slugs. I should probably get their gram cranking up too though. Mile 3 of the tempo, 5:50. I can smell some blood in the water. I can taste it. Kill. Kill. They can hear me coming. I can see them looking over their shoulder. Kill. Kill. There's a difference between good and great. I'm not trying to be good. I'm not trying to be good. Woo! 5:30 pace on the last tempo mile. Look into my eyes. Does it look like to you that it's a game to me? Think about it. Now think about it again. And I have one question to ask. Are you sure? I'm joking around. We're throwing out bits left and right. We've just got the shenanigans and the antics. Well, let me tell you one thing. November 1st, 2024, I'm coming for everybody. We're taking over. Watch out. And they've been sleeping on us for 18 months. We're waking them up now. If you see a murdered out Jeep in your rear view with some hobby jogger decals on the trunk, watch out. Move out of the way, because we're coming for you. If you're in my lane, I'm mowing you down. It's a message to everyone out there. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm telling you, man, November 1st, 2024. Remember this. You guys better remember this. To all my competition out there, I'm about to pop out on my Mary Poppins. Anything you can do, I can do better. Watch out. Mary Poppins Q4 2024. Operation Mary. Locked in. Boy still making slide decks. You know what I really hate? This is a disrespectful brand. I just gave them 220 something of my dollars on top of the 290 something I paid for the CloudBOOM Strike. And now I have to tell you, it's a banger and you might want to buy it. I hate that. Makes me sick. You should be giving me $223. And I might mess around and launch a shoe brand if they don't watch out. No more free game. No more free game 2024. Man, if these running shoe brands aren't careful, I might call up my plugs at Andreessen Horowitz in Sequoia. Get a little seed round going. Take over the game. Watch out. Man, PR boy had the nerve to call me small. My side hustle, probably doing bigger numbers than your salary. Watch out. That's Charlie heading out in the mom wagon. Had to move all the shoes. The scale is still on the steps. Guess what? Guess what I've been seeing on the gram recently? These boys popping out with the scale left and right. Who put the scale on the map? Me. That's who. Who's got a mortgage, paying for some private school tuition, out here grinding 2 jobs, and they have the nerve to call me small? Sit down. This might be the last On shoe I ever review. This got me hot. Little PR boy had the nerve to call me small. Nothing small about the Supwell Empire.
10 miles, 6:21 pace, 1 hour, 3 minutes, 51 seconds. And man, I have a meeting in 3 minutes because I got to go get some health insurance and put food on the table for my family while I'm trying to grind on Supwell, getting it off the ground. And these boys have the nerve to call me small. All right, man. On Cloudboom Zone. Boom, 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 boom. They had the nerve to call me small. Then they popped out with a literally small shoe. This is about a half a size too short for my foot, which is just weird because all of their other stuff runs too big. And look at this. I didn't even notice this at the beginning. I'm going to take this out. They're calling this the lightning range. Should probably take this off, throw this in my pocket. They're calling it the lightning range, so I think that's the CloudBOOM Strike, and now this CloudBOOM Zone, and maybe is that just no cloud tech is the lightning range? But let's throw up the run today. We got 10 miles. I don't even remember how it felt or what it did because that was so long ago because I had to go on some pointless Zoom. But hey, that's what we do for health insurance and to provide for our family. These boys had the nerve to call me small. What, man. Let me just tell you something right quick. This is where we're shipping the hobby jogger hats. Indiana, Texas, United Kingdom. My boys in Blackwater. I don't even know what Blackwater is. New Jersey. Shout out to New Jersey putting in work. Kansas. We ain't in Kansas anymore, baby. Oklahoma. South Korea. We got another Jersey. Australia. Utah. California. Military zone. Bay Area. Another Bay Area. We're doing numbers in the Bay. Arizona. Oregon. Another California. Shout out to Westminster, California. Another California. We're doing numbers in Cali, baby. Another Texas. How do you keep going? New York. Another Cali. Another Kansas. Oh, North Carolina. Let's go. Washington. Illinois. This little PR boy had the nerve to call me small. On Cloudboom Zone. Throw up the splits, 2 mile warm up into a 4 mile tempo, into a cool down to 10 miles. My plan was hopefully to get 12 to 14 miles this morning. This was my first tempo back, so the mileage didn't really matter, but I was just hoping to get more miles to rebuild that endurance, but that's what the long run's for. It's okay. I was on a time crunch, so I only got 10. But we nailed that tempo, that 4 miles, exactly as it was supposed to be nailed. I got this workout from the Brad Hudson Run Faster book, and in this introductory phase of training, he preaches building strength on hills and building marathon-specific fitness or marathon general fitness that will then convert into marathon-specific fitness through doing progressions. So that's what I did this morning. First mile of the progression, 6:13. Into a 5:56, into a 5:50, into a 5:30. Might be slightly different on Strava, but that's what my watch was clicking off as we were out there. So in the first few steps here, I immediately knew this was going to be a banger. It's bouncy. It has that classic PIBA feel, like the Saucony, maybe even, let's see, Saucony Endorphin Pro 4 or Saucony Endorphin Elite. But because it's, ooh, FedEx. But yeah, because it's not carbon plated, it's plastic plated, it has more of that snap. It has more flexibility, but it's not super max stack. There is a lot of foam here, don't get me wrong, and there's not a ton of ground feel coming through. That's perfect. But it just feels more streamlined because of how they've set it up. It doesn't feel like you're super high off the ground. The stability is good. It feels very direct and planted. It's not quite like any of the other plated shoes. I wouldn't compare it to the Saucony Endorphin Speed shoes. The foam is closer to a Light Strike Pro. I'm wondering how close this is going to be to the new Evo SL, which I'm going to buy whenever that comes out. People keep asking me about it, but Adidas is sleeping on me too. So their loss, I'll get it whenever it comes out to test. But a slightly firmer race foam in here. It's not actively firm, but it's not a soft and squishy compound, which I love. I love these slightly firmer foams for running fast. Might be even similar to the Power Run HG, which is in the Endorphin Elite. So a really nice foam. The geometry is okay. It's nothing special. There's not a huge rocker. It's just the foam and the plate work together well. So this reminds me a lot of the CloudBOOM Strike, which is their racing shoe. This might be even firmer than the CloudBOOM Strike. And I know they have the CloudBOOM Echo, which is their other racing shoe that was still also holding on to the pods, but they came out with the CloudBOOM Strike after. The reason I didn't pull for the CloudBOOM Strike for the Chicago Marathon is because I thought it was too soft. This is firmer than the CloudBOOM Strike, but it's not so firm that it's uncomfortable to run in. Those are my guys, the Windflow Warriors over there. We gotta watch out. Putting in work. Yeah, it's not stiff and rigid and harsh. It's just a nice platform to toe off and go. So initially out there, I said it felt like a plated Rebel V3. And that's because of the bounce and more of that flexible feel. And it is, for a plated shoe, it is very flexible. I'm looking now here and seeing, it might just be a midfoot shank. I'm not sure exactly where the plate is. There is some sort of a plastic piece here, but it's not a harsh, rigid carbon plate. The Rebel V3 was from that streamlined, lightweight, slightly lower to the ground feel than what, hey, it's good luck, than what a lot of the shoes this year we've been running in are giving me. So lower to the ground than the Hyperion Max 2, lower to the ground than the Mach X2, more streamlined than either of those shoes. Mach X2 feels more cushioned, and I would go for that one for the long run, but this feels really like that short distance, fast cruiser. And I know one of the main complaints we have as hobby joggers and people who've been buying these performance running shoes for 5+ years are that these shoes are getting too tall, they're getting too wide, the stack heights are getting out of control. I saw a leak on the Rebel V5 on one of the other forums that was not the Supple app, and somebody commented max cushion gang bang on that. I say, yeah, we got influence on the culture. Who you calling small? There's a truck coming, but there's nothing small about my cultural influence. Let me tell you that. Put some respect on the grind. It's not quite like anything else. It's not quite like the Boston 12. It feels like a speed workout shoe. They're not going for the long distance comfort, and that's where the Hyper is going to come in. The Hyper is more of that long distance cruiser with the speed. This is more of that, if I were going to do a track workout, which I don't do, this is the one I would take. If I were doing 5K or 10K pace workout, this is the one I would take. Versus Mach X2, Hyperion Max 2, those are more those long distance get out and go. So I would almost put this against the Brooks Hyperion 2, not the Hyperion Max 2, that lower to the ground, faster feeling shoe. That's what this is giving me. Now, it is $190 that I paid for it? I think that's the MSRP. Or was it $210? Now, hold on, let me check. Yeah, bro, nothing small about the racks we're dropping on this. $210 MSRP, and they said I paid $225.23 with tax. So that is some serious rackage on this shoe, and it's not a max stack shoe. So $225 all in, that's as much as a race shoe. Oh, that's as much as the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4. Similar feel and vibe to the Pro 4, but man, I really like this on the first run. This is one of the best, if not the best, speed training shoes that I've tried. It takes everything that I like about the Hyperion 2 and just made it better. The foam in here is better than the Brooks Hyperion 2. The feel is better. It has more cushion in it than those $140 shoes, and it's lighter than the Hyperion Max and the Mach X2. So there's not as big of a trade-off. So you have that awesome race foam with the plastic plate to stabilize it a little bit, but it's still streamlined, fast, direct, and connected. So this is a complete banger. Man, I told you, this is On's pivot point. They came out with the CloudBOOM Strike. That was a complete banger, and they followed up with this. This has a lot of what makes the CloudBOOM Strike so good. Now, downsides, the fit, again, super weird. A lot of people had issues with the On shoes being too baggy in the Hyper and the CloudBOOM Strike, and now on this one, it's super tight. So that's just odd. If you're gonna make your shoes bigger, half a size bigger, or just make them all bigger so that we know what to get. But now they just made this one smaller. So if I took the tape measure out, I'm guessing this would be at least half an inch shorter than the CloudBOOM Strike, the racing version of this, which is just confusing. But now you know it is going to be half a inch shorter. I wonder if that's because it is more of a track day shoe. If I were going to do some track workouts, this is the one I would take. Maybe they're even trying to go for, I don't do sockless vibes, but maybe they're trying to go for a sockless vibe. So upper, again, is the main flaw here. Laces are not good, again, but we can switch them out. I don't know why these brands insist, especially on just doing terrible laces. These are not good laces. I have to say, though, I didn't have any issues with them coming untied, so that's okay. But yeah, the fit is short. It's not completely dialed in. The laces are weird. And then the back on step in and all throughout the run, it just feels tight and constraining in the back. So everything about the upper needs another rev. Hopefully they clean that up in the second version of the shoe, but the midsole is awesome. This foam is great. They call it the Helion Hyper Foam. I don't think it's the same exact foam that's in the forefoot of the CloudBOOM or the Cloud Monster Hyper. I'm guessing it's a little bit different than that. And I'm not sure if it's the same exact foam in the CloudBOOM Strike, but it does feel very similar to at least what the bottom layer foam is in the CloudBOOM Strike. So if you're looking for a bouncy, fast, streamlined shoe, now this is not a Barefoot Mafia shoe, but if you don't like the feeling of super max stack shoes, you might like this. If you don't like the feeling of fighting against soft stacks of foams, you might like this. If you're a fan of those Atreyu or Rebel V2 or any of even the Asics Noosa shoes, ooh, that's my Nalgene going down, you might like this. This is giving me that traditional fast feeling. One of the best speed training shoes that I've tried this year, right up there with the Hyperion too. So after one run, I can tell you this is a complete banger. I'm gonna do some more testing. I'll have to do another workout on this, do some wear testing, but it looks like it will hold up pretty well given the rubber coverage. Colorway also looks good. We have the St. Patty's Day 75 here. Overall, a solid shoe. Good job, On. Shout out to my guy Brent James, by the way, at On, putting in work. Alright, nothing small about the video length. Be back tomorrow with another video. Sleeping on me. I hope that nap was worth it. One more thing. We got the refuel in Supwell Kitchen. Charles made burritos. One of them ripped. I'm going to throw these back in the oven, but we had pumpkin chili last night. Well, she had pumpkin chili on the board. I'm not sure if she actually ended up putting the pumpkin in it. And this is how she does our meal planning up here on the family calendar. So let's see. Chili with cheese. She might have put some rice and beans in there. It looks pretty fire. I'm going to throw these back in the oven. And then we got to get to grinding, man. We got to get to grinding. Gotta keep that health insurance going. Put some food on the table. We got bills to pay. Boom, 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 boom. What do these boys know about paying bills? What do these boys know about being the sole income provider? Nothing. Who you calling small, little PR boy?